Next up on the Castrol Edge Nationwide Series, it's the running of it's Bristol Motor Speedway is where we're at. And it's the running of the Irwin Tools 250. Should be an awesome race today. 38 laps around this racetrack. On the pole for today's event, Charles Jackson, number 51, and beside him, the 24, Stephen Pollard III. Row number 2, the car he calls Jenny Joe, Joshua Collard. Beside him, Jeff James in the 44. Row number 3, the 33 of John Acosta and the 30 of Taylor Acosta. The Acosta siblings sharing row 3. And row number 4 has Keith Batson in the 6, and beside him, the in the Johanna Long car, Kyle Matthews in car number 70. And here comes the command to fire him up here at Bristol.
Drivers, start your engines!
And giving the fire the engines. Row number 5 has the 62 car of Tim Gardner, our winner at Daytona. And beside him, the 54 of Rohit Baderview going for 2 Bristol wins in a row. He won the Truck Series event there in the first leg of the triple header. Pace car ducks off corner number 4 to green flag waves. And once again, just like we saw in the truck race, the outside pole sitter gets the better start. And Jeff James, and John Acosta about got turned. And problems in turn number 3. Cars pile it in. Jared Stone's crashed in number 15. And smoking bad, Craig Batson. Angel Navarro's all over the back bumper. I don't know what the heck's going on there, but Russ Batson's got some damage on his machine. Kyle Austin, Cameron Gilson's crashed. Dylan Ogo in the 3. And Samuel Mills got turned in the background. What the heck happened there? Let's first look at that right there, the Samuel Mills deal. Yeah, he leaned on Craig Batson in the 43, and then Mills has got turned. That's where Jared Stone and Dylan Ogo got the damage. Now let's check to see what happened in the 33 car. I don't know if it was the one that started the crash or what. Yeah, it all started right there. Jeff James hit the wall, and they were almost 4 wide at Bristol. Almost. That's unheard of at this track. Jeff James hit the wall. John Acosta got turned sideways by Keith Batson. John dirt tracks it down there, but now he goes back up the track, and of all people hits his sister Taylor and sends them both hard in the wall. Jared Stoney's got turned. Kyle Matthews did a good job saving that. Austin Ogo's crashed. Kyle Austin, Jacob Budd, Craig Batson rears Russ. Jake Williams in the 32. You notice right there, he stopped and he got away unscathed, but and Taylor Acosta's car vibrating a little bit. On board with a 15 car of Jared Stone. Let's go for a ride. He hits Sammy Mills, but we're not done yet.
We're going green next time by.
Epic fail. And just in time, green flag waves here. We're about to get back underway. Stephen Pollard III still leads the race. Charles Jackson runs second. Third is still Joshua Collard. Pollard looking for his second win of the season. He won at Milwaukee in the number 24 car. And the Ogos have spun. Dylan and Austin and Samuel. But boy, look at Charles Jackson. He's closing right up on. Stephen Pollard to third. Oh, they just passed the pace car. So Pollard will be your leader. Woo! And oh, problems. A lot of cars that crashed on the into the yellow flag situation. Nick Nealman, he's crashed. Dadgun helicopter view. What in the world is going on here at Bristol? Yeah, Samuel Ogo and Austin Ogo have spun earlier. Now watch what happens. Now we had a crash that happened. Oh my gosh. Daniel Day got hit the wall and he gets turned right here by by Tim Gardner 62. Taylor Acosta hits him there. Now Daniel's in a spin. It looks like things are okay until Angel Navarro flips over Daniel Day and sends Daniel in a slide going in turn 3 at Bristol. Not often to see a car upside down on this track, well, here, a la Joey Logano at Dover, but and then Daniel gets back up on all fours, but now everybody else starts piling in this whole deal about this point. Angel Navarro, he's crashed hard. Samuel Ogo hits him, then Austin Ogo hits him too. So 2 of the Ogos are out. In fact, both of the Ogos that are entered in are out. Now, I tell you, look at all the cars that made it through the crash. All except for Nick Nealman in the 18. He slams in the Samuel Ogo. Drew Austin, our points leader, he makes it through. Jeff James in the 44. Yeah. Looked to me like it looked to me like Nick Nealman was the only one that crashed into the lap cars, but that sometimes can happen at Bristol, and great driving by the leaders, Stephen Pollard III, Charles Jackson, and Joshua Collard, and others, to make it through this whole deal without getting into it. And that we've seen drivers lose the race there while leading the event here at Bristol. But Stephen Pollard III leads the race right now as the green flag waves once again, and we're back underway at Bristol. And oh, Keith Batson about turned Kyle Matthews around in car number 70. Keith driving the 6, by the way. But Charles Jackson is not letting Stephen Pollard III get far ahead. Kyle Matthews hits the wall coming out turn number 2. Russ Batson on pit road. Almost halfway home here at Bristol. 16 laps in the books and 22 to go. Tell you, Charles Jackson is closing right in on Stephen Pollard III. Let's see what happens between those two drivers. Jackson had almost had Pollard passed until the yellow flag flew. But Stephen Pollard III is doing a great job with that 24 car. Like I said, he won at Milwaukee earlier this season. Charles Jackson, he's had a sloppy season so far in this series. But Joshua Collard, he's made a comeback so far. He was down in the points the first half of the year. Now in the last half of the year, he's made a comeback with wins at Kentucky and Watkins Glen. So for he and Jenny Joe looking pretty good right now here at this second half of the season. Samuel Mills hits the wall. Mills involved in an earlier wreck. He and Dylan Austin-Ogo making some contact there. And Mills and Ogo playing a little bumper tag coming out of turn number 2. Oh, and Austin-Ogo hits the wall coming out of turn number 2. And Taylor Acosta and all the cars hitting the wall there coming out too. Oh, Joshua Collard goes up on the high side now. So now Rohit Vanderbeek goes in the 3rd spot. Now Dalton Day moves up in the 4th, and Amy Bush is up the 5th. And Amy Bush has been very impressive the last few races too. Way that car's running right now, Bush is the number 23 car. Say it may not be long for Amy may steal a win here this season. But Pollard right now has got them all in his rear view mirror at this point. 10 laps to go here in the Irwin Tools 250. Charles Jackson has given chase the entire race thus far, but to no avail at this point. Lap carb ahead of Austin-Ogo in the 5. Pollard hopes he can get by him rather cleanly without getting held up. And we've seen that happen before at Bristol. Like I said, cars getting held up and sometimes costing them the race. Pollard goes inside of Ogo. Ogo's, I don't know if he's going to hold up Pollard or not, but nope. Pollard, no, Ogo does not give him any trouble at all. And but he does give Rohit Vanderbeek trouble, and Ogo ends up in the wall. Meanwhile, Cameron Gilson is next under the gun of getting lapped, as we now have 5 laps to go. And Cameron Gilson was no problem for Stephen Pollard III. So Taylor Acosta coming in for an unscheduled stop. She may be out of the race. But Stephen Pollard III, I tell you what, that's 2 races in a row so far at Bristol. The car that was on the outside pole got the better start and got away with it. And Charles Jackson hits the wall coming out of turn number 2. And Amy Bush now goes by for 2nd place. But meanwhile, the white flag is waved for Stephen Pollard III. He's got 1 lap remaining now in the race. And Pollard has a very substantial lead going into turn number 3 now. And coming out of turn number 4, Stephen Pollard III is going to win the Irwin Tools 250 at Bristol. His 2nd win of the season for SR2 Motorsports. Amy Bush, a very impressive 2nd place finish for her. 3rd was Charles Jackson. 4th, Rohit Vanderbeek. Dalton Day comes home 5th. 6th was Joshua Collard. 7th, Julian Wilson. 8th, Keith Batson. 9th, Mark Matthews. And 10th place was Jacob Budden, despite getting all damaged up. Average speed 86.588 miles an hour, and there's the final finishing order in the race. And we gave you the top 10 already. Dougie Shears comes home 11th. 12th was Drew Austin. 13th, Kyle Matthews. 14th, Nicole Williams. 15th, Dylan Young. 16th was Joshua Michaels. Jacob Lawler was 17th. Lisa Shears 18th. 19th, Jake Williams. And 20th was Cody Lamas. And there's your rest of your finishing order. 9 cars out of the race, excuse me. Nick Nealman, Daniel Day, Angel Navarro, Samuel Ogo, John Acosta, Kyle Austin, Dylan Ogo, and Craig Batson and Jared Stone, all because of crashes. But a big win for Stephen Pollard III, his second win of the season so far. And he's done an awesome job lately in this car. And in fact, that win, by the way, moves him in the 5th place in the points chase with now 12 races remaining on the season. Drew Austin leads with 70 points over Jillian Wilson. 3rd is Nicole Williams. 4th, Dalton Day. 5th, Stephen Pollard III. 6th is Joshua Collard. 7th is Samuel Mills. Kyle Matthews 8th. 9th is Joshua Michelson. 10th is Taylor Acosta. And Amy Bush right now moves up in the 20th in the points chase. So that here's some of our 7 top 10s, and all 7 of them have been in the top 5. So yeah, and there's the rest of your order right now in the points. Yeah. Next race on the tour will be at Darlington, South Carolina, the Mountain Dew Live Wire 200. Don't miss it.